I've learned that when attempting to solve such a tragic, wide-reaching issue like suicide, an often effective place to start is just to listen.
I joined the American Academy of Pediatrics Youth Leadership Group because I have had so many bad experiences with mental health and medical, and often I also haven't experienced truly being listened to.
As a part of this group, I was able to share my experiences with members of the AAP and express my thoughts and ideas to make the country a more accommodating and supportive place for the mental health and physical well-being of all young people.
I joined the group because I'm really passionate about learning more about what's going on in the mental health field, as well as sharing my own ideas and experiences.
As someone who has been deeply passionate in this journey for years, a large concern has often been in understanding where to even start with such a broad issue that exists on everything from a personal to a systemic and societal level.
Youth involvement in mental health advocacy is so important because we're a part of a new generation where just about everyone has a cell phone and is on some sort of social media platform.
By leaving teens out of the equation, solutions may harm more than they help.
We have a lot of perspectives and experiences that not a lot of other people have, whether that's your cultural or ethnic background, your geographical location, and most importantly, how you interact with social media technology and how it makes you feel.
We are only ever as powerful as the information we are armed with, so it can never be harmful to just sit and listen to as many personal stories, anecdotes, and insights as we possibly can. This is what this group intended to, and over time did, achieve.
Overall, the experience was just amazing, and I'm so grateful I could have been able to share, learn, and also be part of an amazing group where there's a lot of different cultures, backgrounds, and also diversities coming into the play, and how we can all talk and know that our voices are being heard and are going to make a bigger impact in this ever-changing field.
I am so happy, and it almost brings tears of joy to me, the idea that things are moving forward no matter how slow or how long it takes, because I didn't think it would happen in my lifetime. I always thought it would be much longer and that things would take a much longer time to reach a point where things start getting better, but they're getting better now. And that brings me a lot of joy.
I have one piece of advice to offer to teens my age. You have a voice, and you should use it to speak up for what you believe is right.
Those whose lives will be impacted by the work they do can and must be a part of the conversation, because it is only in the work by youth and for youth where we can live in a stigma-free world where people ask for help, share their struggles, and find hope.